Howdy, folks. My name is Hashem, and this is my friend Noah Licklider, and we're here to have a discussion about how literature and art and other various forms of expression, such as video games and dance, are sources of meaning in our struggle against life-altering diseases. Noah, could you start by introducing yourself and letting the audience know about what it is that you kind of went through?
Sure. So, my name is Noah Licklider. I'm a senior here at NC State in our nutrition science program. I'm 24 years old, and I have Crohn's disease. So it is an autoimmune disorder that affects your GI tract. So basically, your immune system recognizes the lining of your GI tract as being foreign or not belonging, and so your immune system tries to attack it, and it causes inflammation and scarring and a bunch of other kind of not fun stuff.
Yeah, I think I kind of went through something similar to what you are talking about here, Noah. Because when I turned 18, I was diagnosed with ulcerative colitis, which kind of falls under the same family as Crohn's.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd say, I guess it was very life-altering for me. I mean, next years of my life, from 18 to about 21, kind of a blur of hospitalizations, academic fairs, and isolation. But I don't think I regret that experience. I think I discovered a lot about myself and life. I turned to pieces of literature. I turned to art. I turned to music, kind of distract myself. But ultimately, I mean, these pieces of expression encapsulated and captured the emotions I was feeling. There were outward manifestations of them. There were ways of me of finding kind of meaning in that struggle. I'd say one quote that resonated with me from one of my favorite poets, Edgar Allan Poe, is, "Yet if my hope has flown away in a night or in a day, in a vision or in none, is it therefore the less gone? All that we see or seem is but a dream within a dream." I found meaning, in that, and other quotes from music and movies such as Godfather or Braveheart. Some two of my favorite movies. So Noah, my question to you now is, in your battle with your disease and how it's affected your life, can you tell me about where you've gone in terms of forms of expression to find inspiration and meaning?
Yeah, so to give a little bit more context about the disease that I think might sort of help here, or at least my personal experience with it, is that and thank you for sharing yours. Because I can very much sympathize. I've never been hospitalized for long periods of time, but I've been bedridden for long periods of time and unable to move or get out of bed or anything. And I've had flares that were that severe, as recent as the semester, kind of derailed the start of things for me this year. But anyways, it can be very frustrating trying to live with a disease like this because of the nature of it and the treatments, where you get on a medication that works and it'll work for a little while and you'll make a lot of progress in life or start moving towards your goals, and then the medicine will stop working, or you'll have some other weird complication arise, or something will happen and you're not able to pursue the method of treatment you were before. Your insurance company stops wanting to pay for it, and then you'll have to just start all over again. And that can just be a really awful feeling. A story that I've been gravitating towards a lot recently, and I've seen come up more and more recently, social media and stuff, is the story of Sisyphus. But in Greek mythology was basically, if I remember correctly, for all of eternity he's stuck trying to roll this boulder up a hill, and then whenever he gets close to getting that boulder to the top of the hill, then inevitably it slips and it rolls all the way back down, or it starts pushing him back down to the bottom of the hill, and he has to just push it up, just start over again. And my experience with Crohn's and my and living with it has been very much so that it's constantly just trying to push a boulder up a hill, and it's never a matter of I'm ever gonna be rid of it, I'm ever gonna get it on top of the hill, but it's more so just how far can I push it and how far can I get before it kind of pushes me back down the hill. And there's remission for this disease for some people, but that's not really something that's ever guaranteed. And I don't know, but that and stoicism and stuff like that, where are things that I think I've found like I guess have been sort of like a source of like respite for me, or like at least like a bit of comfort, just from like literature or like philosophy, sort of mimicking I think what I feel when I'm like struggling just in my day-to-day life, or over weeks, months, years. I mean, I'm 24, about to turn 25, and if I'd had things my way and not gotten this, like I'd be finishing a master's degree right now, or I'd be almost done with medical school and like about to start a residency. That's really what I wanted to do, like when I came here, and I got my diagnosis around the time that I like transferred here from community college. You know, but life doesn't work that way. It doesn't work the way that we want or the way that we intend. I mean, I also got married, and I love my wife, and she's incredible, and I wouldn't trade the time that I've gotten with her for anything. But, you know, like between getting married and then all my health setbacks and stuff, like I'm just not where I thought I would be at 24. And sometimes it's a little frustrating because it's easy, especially like today with social media, to compare yourself to other people. But I think that, you know, really the only thing that you should compare yourself to is like yourself and like where you've been, and where you want to go.
All right. I think the lesson that we can kind of take home from all this discussion that we just had is that struggle is so intertwined with life that I would argue that the definition of life is struggle. And things like literature, art, music, even video games and dance, and other forms of expressions are ways that we can capture those emotions and those feelings that we have in struggle and create sources of inspiration for ourselves and others. And a couple of quotes I like that I have in my little quotes book here that kind of capture that essence are this, starting with the one by Khalil Gibran. Much of your pain is self-chosen. It is the bitter potion by which the physician within you heals your sick self. The second is by the great actor, rest in peace, Robin Williams, from his movie Dead Poets Society. We don't read and write poetry because it's cute. We read and write poetry because we are members of the human race. And the human race is filled with passion and medicine, law, business, engineering. These are noble pursuits necessary to sustain life. But poetry, love, beauty, and romance, these are what we stay alive for. Thank you. I bid you all a farewell and end.